Imagine it's 1849. The sleepy village of Yerba Buena has exploded into San Francisco overnight. Tens of thousands of gold-crazed miners flood the muddy streets. Ships lie abandoned in the harbor because crews have run off to the diggings. And in the middle of this chaos, the saloons. Places like the El Dorado, the Parker House, and the Old Ship Saloon became the beating heart of the city. Here, a lucky miner could walk in with a poke of gold dust and order the most expensive meal of his life. A single egg could cost $1, that's $30 in today's money. Fresh oysters were rushed across the continent on ice. Meat came around Cape Horn. Tonight, we're pulling up a chair at those rough wooden tables to discover 25 delicious dishes that Gold Rush miners actually devoured in San Francisco's legendary saloons. From the iconic Hangtown Fry to exotic turtle steaks and champagne with caviar, these weren't just meals. They were celebrations of luck, survival, and the wild American dream. So pour yourself a drink, and let's step back into the Gold Rush. Hangtown Fry. The undisputed king of Gold Rush cuisine, Hangtown Fry was a decadent omelet that perfectly captured the wild extravagance of 1849 San Francisco. Fresh Pacific oysters, rushed on ice from the bay or even the distant East Coast, were combined with crispy strips of smoked bacon and precious eggs fried to golden perfection. Legend tells of a miner in Placerville, then called Hangtown, who struck it rich and demanded the 3 most expensive ingredients in California for his last meal before a supposed hanging, though he paid with gold dust and walked free. In the bustling saloons of San Francisco, ordering this dish was the ultimate statement. It told every roughneck gambler and prospector in the smoky room that you'd hit the mother lode and could afford to feast like an emperor amid the chaos of the frontier. Rich, salty, and utterly indulgent, one bite transported a weary miner from dust and hardship to momentary paradise. Fresh oysters on the half-shell. Nothing symbolized sudden wealth quite like a platter of fresh oysters served on the half-shell in a Gold Rush saloon. These briny treasures came straight from the cold waters of San Francisco Bay or were express shipped on ice across the entire continent from the Atlantic seaboard, an incredible logistical feat in an era without refrigeration. Presented on beds of crushed ice with perhaps a rare lemon wedge or simple mignonette sauce, miners devoured them raw by the dozen, savoring the cold, metallic burst of the sea on their tongues. For men who had spent months choking on trail dust and stale hardtack in the Sierra foothills, this was pure, unadulterated luxury, a fleeting connection to civilization and the ocean. The slurping sound echoed through smoky rooms as successful prospectors celebrated their pokes of gold dust with nature's most elegant appetizer. San Francisco sourdough bread. The iconic San Francisco sourdough traces its wild yeast lineage directly back to the foggy air of 1849, with some bakery starters still alive and baking today. This bread wasn't just food, it was the reliable heartbeat of every saloon table in the booming city. Bakers captured natural lactobacillus from the cool California mist, creating loaves with an unmistakably tangy flavor, thick crackling crust, and chewy, hole-filled crumb that begged for generous slabs of fresh butter. In a place where supplies were unpredictable and often spoiled, sourdough's natural preservation made it a daily staple. Miners tore into warm loaves alongside stews or steaks, using chunks to sop up rich gravies. Its sharp, satisfying bite offered comfort and consistency amid the gambling, fighting, and frantic energy of Gold Rush life, a true taste of the emerging California identity. Grilled steaks and chops. When a ship finally rounded treacherous Cape Horn carrying barrels of salted or rare fresh meat, word spread like wildfire through San Francisco's muddy streets. Saloon kitchens fired up massive iron grills, and thick cuts of beef or mutton sizzled loudly, filling the air with irresistible smoky aromas that drew crowds of hungry miners. These steaks and chops were charred outside, juicy within, often simply seasoned with salt and served with pan juices or basic gravy. For men accustomed to months of preserved pork and beans in the diggings, biting into a properly grilled piece of meat felt like civilization reborn. It was cause for celebration, proof that the long, dangerous supply lines had delivered, turning rough frontier taverns into temporary temples of carnivorous pleasure where gold dust paid for every succulent mouthful. Bacon and eggs, any style. What seems like an ordinary breakfast today was outrageous luxury during the California gold rush. Eggs were so scarce that chickens were guarded more carefully than mining claims, often costing a full $1 each, equivalent to a day's hard labor. Good smoked bacon had to survive months at sea. Yet in San Francisco saloons, successful miners proudly ordered bacon and eggs fried sunny side up, scrambled soft, or poached perfectly, served sizzling on tin plates. The combination of crispy, salty rashers and rich golden yolks offered pure comfort food satisfaction after endless days of cold camps and meager rations. It was the dish that said, "I've made it," without words, simple ingredients transformed into a declaration of fortune in a city where basic freshness was the ultimate extravagance. Fried oysters. Take those precious Pacific oysters, dredge them generously in crushed crackers or coarse cornmeal, then plunge them into bubbling hot lard until they emerged golden brown and irresistibly crisp. Serve piping hot with perhaps a squeeze of scarce California lemon or dash of vinegar, fried oysters became one of the most beloved saloon treats of 1850s San Francisco. The contrast was heavenly, crunchy exterior giving way to tender, briny sweet ocean flavor within. Miners who had just cashed in their gold dust-lined bar rails to enjoy plate after plate, washing them down with whiskey or beer. This dish combined frontier abundance of seafood with simple cooking technique, creating snackable perfection that bridged the gap between rough mining life and the emerging sophistication of a booming western metropolis. Roast beef with Yorkshire pudding. English immigrants fleeing hardship or seeking fortune brought cherished Sunday roast traditions to Gold Rush, California, turning upscale saloons into unexpected havens of British comfort food. Prime beef was slow roasted until medium rare, carved into pink, juicy slices, and served alongside ethereal Yorkshire puddings, batter that rose dramatically in roaring ovens to form crisp, golden cups perfect for soaking up rich pan gravy. For homesick Cornish or London miners far from family and familiar tables, this dish evoked powerful memories of home amid the chaotic American frontier. The aroma alone could draw crowds, offering a momentary escape into tradition and civility where carved roast beef represented stability and abundance in a city built entirely on dreams and dust. Pickled eggs. Every respectable Gold Rush saloon kept massive glass jars of pickled eggs prominently displayed on the long wooden bar, hard-boiled eggs submerged in spiced vinegar brine that turned them tangy and firm over weeks. Cheap yet packed with protein, they were the working man's ideal snack. Grab one with grimy fingers, bite through the rubbery white into the chalky yolk sharpened by vinegar and pickling spices, then chase it with beer or whiskey. The sharp flavor cut beautifully through cigar smoke and saloon haze. For miners between strikes or guarding their modest pokes, pickled eggs offered reliable sustenance without breaking the bank, a democratic treat available to all classes and establishments where millionaires and broke prospectors rubbed shoulders daily. Beans and bacon stew. The classic mining camp staple received an urban upgrade in San Francisco saloons. Navy or pinto beans slow-simmered for hours with generous chunks of smoky bacon, onions, molasses, and perhaps a splash of whiskey until thick, hearty, and deeply flavorful. Served steaming in deep bowls with chunks of sourdough for sopping up every last bit of rich broth, this stew provided soul-warming comfort that reminded every patron of cold nights around distant campfires. Yet in the city it came with proper spoons and perhaps a side of pickles, elevating humble frontier fare into respectable saloon dining. For thousands of men chasing elusive gold, beans and bacon remained the reliable foundation that kept body and spirit together through boom and bust alike. French bouillabaisse. Talented French chefs who fled the 1848 European revolutions found opportunity in Gold Rush, California, opening elegant dining rooms attached to gambling saloons and introducing sophisticated Provençal cuisine to eager audiences. Their bouillabaisse, a fragrant seafood stew brimming with local Dungeness crab, clams, mussels, firm white fish, tomatoes, saffron, when available, garlic, and fennel, brought Mediterranean sunshine to foggy San Francisco streets. Served with crusty sourdough for dipping into the rich, orange-hued broth, it became an instant sensation among miners suddenly flush with gold dust. This dish represented the city's rapid transformation from tent camp to cosmopolitan hub, where frontier roughness met European refinement in one delicious, aromatic bowl. Canned oysters. While fresh oysters were the ultimate status symbol, canned oysters from Baltimore or New York offered an affordable taste of the sea for miners still chasing their fortune. Packed in tin with bay water and sealed tight, these oysters survived long voyages around Cape Horn and became a saloon staple for the working class. Bartenders would pop open a can behind the bar, drain the liquid, and serve the plump, briny mollusks on saltine crackers or simply forked straight from the tin. The flavor was milder than fresh but still carried that unmistakable oceanic tang, enough to remind homesick Easterners of seaside summers. Cheap, convenient, and protein-rich, canned oysters kept many a prospector going through lean weeks, bridging the gap between poverty and the dream of striking it rich in the noisy, crowded saloons of 1850s San Francisco. Turtle soup or grilled turtle steak. One of the most exotic and shocking offerings in Gold Rush saloons was genuine turtle, live green turtles shipped all the way from the Galapagos Islands or the Caribbean. Wealthy saloon keepers kept them in barrels until needed, then prepared rich, gelatinous soup simmered with sherry, herbs, and vegetables in elegant silver tureens or grilled the firm flesh into steaks with a texture somewhere between chicken and veal. The deep, savory flavor and luxurious mouthfeel made this a true delicacy reserved for the luckiest miners celebrating massive strikes. In a city obsessed with excess, serving turtle announced your arrival among the elite, a fleeting, decadent reminder that San Francisco had become the wildest, wealthiest port on the Pacific coast almost overnight. Roast wild game, rabbit, duck, or quail. Professional hunters roamed the rolling hills around San Francisco, supplying saloons with fresh wild game that offered a true taste of the untamed frontier. Rabbits, ducks, and plump California quail were roasted whole over open flames or in brick ovens, basted repeatedly with butter or bacon drippings until the skin turned crisp and golden. Served piping hot with simple pan juices or wild herb stuffing, the lean, earthy meat carried the flavor of oak woodlands and coastal marshes, a sharp contrast to imported preserved provisions. For miners weary of salted pork, biting into tender, fragrant game felt like reconnecting with the natural abundance that had drawn them west, turning ordinary saloon dinners into celebrations of California's still wild landscape. Cornish pasty. Cornish immigrants, known as Cousin Jacks, brought their traditional handheld meal to the California diggings and city saloons alike. A sturdy semicircle of pastry encased a hearty filling of diced beef, potato, onion, and swede, rutabaga, seasoned simply with salt and pepper. Baked until golden and flaky, the thick crust kept the filling steaming hot for hours, making it perfect for miners heading back to claims or eating one-handed at crowded bar tables while holding cards in the other. The pasty's clever design even included a thick crimped edge as a disposable handle for dirty fingers. Practical, filling, and deeply satisfying, it became beloved California comfort food that nourished thousands through the hardships and hopes of the Gold Rush era. Imported European cheeses. Long sea voyages brought carefully waxed wheels of fine European cheeses to San Francisco's upscale saloons, where they were sliced into generous wedges and served with crusty sourdough and glasses of wine or port. Sharp English cheddar, creamy French brie, smoky Dutch Gouda, or pungent Roquefort offered sophisticated flavors that transformed rough miners into temporary gentlemen. In a city where fresh dairy was scarce, these preserved cheeses provided richness and complexity missing from daily rations. Paired with brandied fruits or simple crackers, they created elegant late-night platters for card players and deal-makers, reminding European immigrants of homeland tables while introducing American prospectors to refined tastes they never knew existed amid the muddy chaos of the booming frontier port. Brandied peaches. When California orchards began bearing fruit, clever saloon keepers preserved ripe peaches in sugar syrup spiked with fine brandy, creating a decadent dessert served in delicate glass dishes. The peaches emerged tender and golden, infused with warm alcoholic sweetness that contrasted beautifully with their natural juicy tang. Spooned over pound cake or simply enjoyed alone with a silver fork, brandied peaches became the perfect indulgent finale for miners celebrating big strikes. In a city defined by excess, this boozy, luxurious treat embodied the fleeting nature of gold rush fortune, sweet, intoxicating, and gone too soon, leaving only memories of those wild nights when ordinary prospectors lived like kings under flickering gaslight. Champagne and caviar. The ultimate celebration in any gold rush saloon began when someone struck the mother lode. Corks popped on imported French champagne while gleaming black caviar from Russia was heaped onto thin blini, mother-of-pearl spoons, or simple soda crackers. The dry, effervescent bubbles and creamy, salty burst of sturgeon roe created pure sensory fireworks, a combination so extravagant it silenced even the rowdiest gambling halls. Entire rooms erupted in cheers as successful miners treated friends and strangers alike, gold dust flowing as freely as the wine. This iconic pairing symbolized the pinnacle of 1850s San Francisco excess, two of the world's most expensive delicacies united in smoky rooms where fortunes were made and lost overnight. Pisco Punch. Though not solid food, no list of saloon delights would be complete without Duncan Nichols' legendary Pisco Punch at the Bank Exchange Saloon. Clear Peruvian Pisco brandy was macerated with fresh pineapple, lemon juice, sugar, and a closely guarded secret ingredient, rumored to be gum arabic or even cocaine in tiny amounts. Served ice-cold in small glasses, the drink tasted deceptively light and fruity. 1 was refreshing, 2 delightful, 3 could make the world spin and turn strangers into lifelong friends. Miners lined up for hours to taste this smooth, addictive elixir that became San Francisco's signature contribution to cocktail history, embodying the city's blend of South American imports, California produce, and pure gold rush magic. Salt pork with rich gravy. The reliable backbone of frontier eating remained essential even in city saloons. Thick slices of heavily salted pork belly fried crisp in iron skillets, then deglazed with flour and water to create thick, savory gravy. Ladled generously over fresh biscuits or sourdough, the combination delivered intense salty fatty comfort that kept body and soul together through long nights of gambling and drinking. For thousands of miners far from home, this simple plate evoked memories of trail camps while offering the small luxury of being served hot and plentiful indoors. Cheap to prepare yet deeply satisfying, salt pork with gravy was democratic food that nourished both broke prospectors and sudden millionaires alike in the egalitarian chaos of 1850s San Francisco. Fresh biscuits and hardtack. When flour shipments arrived, saloon kitchens produced tall stacks of fluffy buttermilk biscuits, golden outside, steaming soft within, perfect for splitting open and slathering with butter or drowning in gravy. During shortages, rock-hard ships' hardtack took their place, dense squares of baked flour and water meant to last years at sea. Miners soaked the hardtack in coffee, stew, or whiskey to make it edible, turning survival food into something almost enjoyable. Whether light and tender or tough as nails, these simple bread forms served as essential vehicles for whatever precious toppings or drippings a man could afford, the quiet, constant foundation beneath the more glamorous dishes of Gold Rush feasting. Dried fruit compote. In a world where fresh produce spoiled quickly and scurvy stalked mining camps, dried fruit compote became both vital medicine and rare sweet pleasure in Gold Rush saloons. Apricots, apples, prunes, raisins, and peaches, sun-dried in California's early orchards or imported from Chile, were gently stewed with sugar, cinnamon, cloves, and perhaps a splash of brandy until plump and syrupy. Served warm in small bowls or chilled as a special treat, the intense fruity sweetness burst on the tongue, offering precious vitamin C that prevented bleeding gums and weakness. Miners celebrated this simple dessert as a taste of abundance and health amid hardship, a comforting reminder of family orchards back east while providing quiet protection against the hidden dangers of frontier life. Fresh Pacific salmon. Abundant Pacific salmon ran thick in nearby rivers and bays, brought fresh to San Francisco markets by native fishermen or Oregon traders, then rushed to saloon kitchens. Grilled over open flames, pan-fried in butter, or lightly smoked, the rich, oily flesh flaked perfectly, deep coral pink, moist, and carrying unmistakable West Coast flavor with hints of ocean salt. Served simply with lemon, when available, or wild herbs, it offered bold contrast to endless preserved meats. For men building a new life on the edge of the continent, salmon represented California's natural bounty, a fish so plentiful it symbolized hope and renewal, reminding every diner they had reached the promised western shore where the land itself provided generously. Game bird pie. Small game birds, quail, pigeon, dove, or pheasant, were tucked whole into rich gravy with onions, carrots, and herbs, then sealed beneath a golden blanket of flaky pastry in deep pie dishes. Baked until bubbling and fragrant, the pie arrived steaming at saloon tables on foggy San Francisco evenings, its crust shattering satisfyingly to reveal tender meat and thick, savory filling. This hearty British-style dish warmed miners to their bones after cold days, evoking cozy pubs back home while using local abundance. Cutting into the crisp top released clouds of aromatic steam that quieted even rowdy rooms, turning simple wild birds into comforting, soul-satisfying meals that bridged old-world tradition with raw frontier ingredients. Early Chinese hashes and stir-fries. Thousands of Chinese immigrants arrived during the Gold Rush, opening quick-service eateries and influencing saloon menus with lightning-fast wok cooking. Local vegetables, pork or chicken scraps, rice, and soy sauce were tossed over intense heat into flavorful hashes and stir-fries, the unlikely birth of California fusion cuisine. Served piping hot in bowls with chopsticks or forks, these dishes offered bold garlic ginger aromas and umami depth missing from European fare. Miners of all backgrounds crowded counters for cheap, delicious meals that fueled long shifts and late nights. This culinary exchange in smoky back rooms quietly transformed American food, planting seeds of diversity that would define West Coast eating for generations. English monkey. The strangely named yet beloved late-night saloon indulgence, thick slices of bread soaked in hot milk, generously topped with sharp melted cheese, then broiled until bubbling golden and crisp on top. Served straight from the oven, English monkey delivered creamy, gooey comfort with tangy cheese pulling in long strings, the perfect antidote to whiskey and wild nights. Its odd name sparked curiosity, but one bite one converts among tired miners seeking something warm and filling before stumbling to bed. Simple ingredients transformed into decadent satisfaction, it became the ultimate Gold Rush comfort food, proof that even in the roughest frontier town, a little creativity could produce pure, unpretentious deliciousness to end an unforgettable evening. These 25 dishes weren't just food on a plate. They were stories of risk, fortune, hunger, and hope. They turned rough miners into temporary millionaires and muddy tents into palaces of flavor. Many of these tastes are still alive today. You can order a Hangtown Fry at Taddock Grill, California's oldest restaurant, or taste authentic 1849 sourdough in Boudin Bakery. The gold rush ended long ago, but the flavors of that wild, delicious era live on. Thank you for joining me at the saloon table tonight. If you enjoyed this journey back to the America we cherish, please subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know in the comments, which of these 25 dishes surprised you the most. Until next time, keep chasing your own kind of gold.